to another episode of Stories and Stuff. I'm Willie, and this is Jenny Q. How you doing, guys? We are having such an amazing, wonderful, fun day that we're actually super excited to be here. And we put out some posters, or a poster, out to see if you guys knew what some of our friends had in common, because we've mentioned them before in Stories and Stuff. And so we want to celebrate them today. That's right. But before we get to that, if this is your first time watching a video or seeing us or coming by, thanks so much for coming by. We're so thrilled you're here. Stories and Stuff is just a little brief video, one time a day, 3 days a week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, excuse me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's right. And we just bring a little silly, happy, crazy from us to you in the form of stories and stuff. So moving on to today, we always like to mix things up a little bit different. The theme this week is stories on the spot, which means we improvise them. That's right, we improvise our stories, and that's what's going on this week. And we've had two really cool stories. We had one on Tuesday with a magic carpet, and yesterday there was a magic fish. And we don't know what's going to happen today, but we'll find out. But before we do that, we wanted to give some shout outs to some friends. And those friends, we asked if you knew who they were or what they all had in common, because these four incredible people have something very much in common. Yeah, they do. So it's our friends Karin, John, Norm, and Amy. That's right. All four of these folks are musical. That is what they have in common. And so when we were thinking about today's episode, we wanted to give a shout out to all of them. Can we give a little rundown about how they're all musical? Yeah, let's do a quick rundown. Okay. Can I talk about Karin? Sure, you can talk about Karin. Karin is a friend of ours, and she is from near Toronto, and she sings. And I love that she sings. She's also a mom, and she's a teacher, and her daughter is very talented too. That's right. She keeps us inspired all the time. She doesn't know it, but she does. Yes, she does. She does. She sometimes posts stuff on her Facebook. So as a Facebook friend, she's wonderful and she's very uplifting. John is a friend of ours, and he's from the Tri-Cities. So Tri-Cities, if you're not from the area, that's Guelph, Waterloo, Cambridge, Kitchener. There's actually 4, but it's called Tri-Cities. Anyway, he is an alternative rock star kind of guy, and he writes and creates original music, and he comes from a place of positivity, and he's just outstanding. Yeah, he rocks. He does. Now, Norm, he is our newest friend. Do you want to talk about Norm? I think Norm is magnificent. He plays acoustic guitar, which means it's like guitar without like electronics. It's very, very cool. And so he teaches music, and he's a dad, and he has an album, which is very, very cool. He does have an album, and it's quite lovely, actually. I've enjoyed it very much. And now, Amy. Amy is a friend of ours. She's Canadian. She's from Windsor. We went to university together. We've been friends a very, very long time. Yeah, she is inspirational. She is in New York City singing professionally. Professional singer. She's so amazing. She really is amazing, and she's always inspirational as well. And so the reason we're giving you a little lowdown on all of these folks is one, they're all local and amazing Canadian people, and so we want to highlight them, and two, they are going to be potentially the people in our Story Cubes cube story today, which we're going to jump into next, which is the story part of Stories and Stuff today. So we have been using Story Cubes, and in the Story Cubes box, there's 9 cubes. We used 3 when? 3 yesterday and 3 on Tuesday. That's right. So we have 3 left. So we've left them in the box. We're going to shake them up, and we're going to create a story just for you right now on the spot. Stories on the spot for you. That's right. Stories on the spot. So shall we shake? Yeah, I'm going to shake when you shake the dice. Okay, you do that. All right, here we go, guys. You ready? One more. Okay, so we're going to open it up. Dun, da, da, da. See, I'm musical too. It must be all the inspirational musical people in my life that I'm so musical. Okay, what have we got? We have, oh my gosh, what do we got? We got a key, an arrow, and a horseshoe, or is that a magnet? It could be a magnet or a horseshoe. I think it's a magnet though. Yeah, I think it's a magnet too. Okay, so we have a key, an arrow, and a horseshoe. So Willie started the last two stories, so I'm going to start this one. And I'm just going to grab at random one of the cubes. And let's see, which one did I grab? I grabbed the key. All right. So let me start. Are you ready? Yeah. Long, long ago, in a land not so far away in Waterloo, Ontario, there was a magic key. Now, this magic key was lost in the tops of a tree down on a street called Weber. And this tree was so tall, no one could get to it. But it had the ability to be heard. How did it do that? It could be heard because it vibrated, and it put out this soft little musical note, and it would just go, ooh, ooh. That's right. And one day, Norm, who happens to live in Waterloo, our friend who's a music teacher, was walking down Weber. And he heard this, ooh, and he couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but he really liked it. So he looked behind the tree. He looked across the street. He even looked in the store. He looked everywhere, but he couldn't figure it out. So he just kind of sat there and started to ask good questions. Like, where could this sound be coming from? Why am I hearing it? Exactly. So he sat at the bottom of the tree, and then he looked up. He looked up, and he saw the most beautiful silver glimmering key you've ever did see. That's right. Well, he wasn't tall enough to get the key by himself, so he stood there and he was thinking more good questions and trying to come up with an idea. Your turn. You want me to grab you a cube? Yeah, grab me a cube. Okay, I'm going to grab you a cube. Let's grab you this one. What's this one? Ooh, it's an arrow. It's an arrow. Very cool. Well, along down Weber Street came a friend of ours known as Karin. And Karin had her arms full of books and all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, she was on her way to help teach a class on mythology. That's right. And she's so very smart. She could do it. And she is a very, very smart lady. Yeah, she is. Well, she walked by and she saw Norm, and she's a very compassionate lady. And so she asked Norm, she said, "Excuse me, sir, what's wrong? Can I help you?" "Oh," Norm said. He said, "I have a key up there that I want to get, but I can't reach it. It's far too high for me. And if you listen, it's making a beautiful sound, and I want to know why." So Karin stopped, and she heard the ooh, ooh. And so she and Norm tried to think together. She put her books down on the sidewalk, and she said, "Well, I happen to be coming from my archery class." "Archery class? That's where you learn to shoot bows and arrows." That's right. And so she offered to try and shoot an arrow up into the tree to see if she could get the arrow of the key down out of the tree. Well, Norm said, anything's worth a shot. And so they stood back, and Karin pulled back her bow as gracefully and as skilled as who? Apollo. Oh, maybe Apollo. And she shot her arrow up into the tree, and it missed. Well, she tried a couple more times, and they both decided that the key was too little to be shot down with an arrow. So they both sat there and they listened to the musical key. Well, along came another friend, Amy, who happened to be visiting from New York. And Amy was walking down the street, do. "Hi, guys, what's going on?" she said. Oh, and they told her about the key and the tree and the woo and all of the trouble that they were having trying to get it down. And she said, "Well, maybe if it's musical and we're musical, maybe we can sing it down." They thought, what a good idea. So the three of them got into harmony, and they were going, ooh. It shook the tree a little bit, but not enough to bring it down. Well, the last friend, who happened to be coming along the sidewalk with his guitar over his shoulder and music sheets in his hand, was our friend John. John was a very positive guy, and he was strolling along, and he's like, "Hey gang, how's it going? What's going on?" And they told him the story. "Well, let me just take a look in my bag," because he had a backpack on as well, because musicians are always very resourceful and they always have all sorts of supplies. And so he looked in his backpack, and do you know what he found? Well, let's take a look, shall we? Okay. He found the magic magnet. Ooh, the magic magnet. The magic magnet. Now, the magic magnet is so powerful. It doesn't have to be super close to anything metal to bring it down. But this magic magnet also attracted anything musical. Oh my gosh, that's right. So John had to be very careful. So he put his guitar on the ground and he said to all the other guys, if you have anything musical, lock it down. I'm going to turn on my magnet. And he pointed the magnet at the top of the tree, and eventually it attracted the key and it floated down, 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 down till click, it hit the magnet. And when they found the key, do you know where it led them to? It led them to this incredible, magical musical studio where they could make all sorts of music, from a cappella guitar, rock music, blues, jazz, rap. They could do anything in this studio. And the thing that opened the door was the magic key from that tree. And from that day forward, these 4 inspirational, musical, magnificently talented people made all sorts of music and shared it with the world and shared some happiness. The end. I kind of like that story. Yeah, I kind of liked it too. I'm not sure if it followed any structure, but it was fun. It was fun to sort of have all 4 of them in there. All right, guys. I hope that you're enjoying the stories. It's a bit of a challenge to create something on the spot, but we're doing it for you to show you that stories can come from anywhere. And perhaps we can combine all 3 stories this week into one story or something, because Norm showed up a couple of times. Yeah, I did. Okay, guys, we are going to move on to our stuff. Yeah, I realized in the last couple weeks I haven't had a chance to sing. We've shared lots of jokes, lots of riddles, and even interesting stuff about hockey players and cars. Ooh, speaking of cars, Ken called. I know, Ken called. He saw our show yesterday and he told us we misspelled Camaro. Can you believe it? We misspelled it. So, in order to set things right, we are going to spell Camaro correctly right now for you from yesterday. For you, Ken. Here we go. Okay. C-A-M-A-R-O is Camaro. That's right. And if you want to know what all that is about, go to yesterday's episode and you'll find out. Okay, so I have 2 songs I want to sing. You do? Yeah, I want to sing Old MacDonald. Okay. And then I want to sing Down by the Bay. Those sound like great options. Do you want to start? Of course I do. I've been missing the song. I know. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Why do you like that song so much? Because it reminds me of Mapleton's Organic and my big adventure there. Ah, that would make sense. Were there cows there? Lots of cows. It's a dairy farm. Well, what was the other song you wanted to sing? I want to sing Down by the Bay. Will you help me? Of course I'll help you. Okay, you start, and I'll hop in. Oh, okay. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, back to my home I dare not go. For if I do, Willie would say, did you ever see llamas wearing pajamas? Down by the bay. Well, that was fun. Absolutely. Those 2 songs are for you guys, all of you out there. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for sharing time with us and spending time with us. We love spending time with you. Absolutely, we do. Absolutely. So this is wrapping us up to the end of this week. We will be back next week, next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you have any ideas, suggestions, themes, or stories you want us to explore, just let us know. Drop us a message. Cool? Cool. And if not, we'll come up with something, and we'll do something fun and different and maybe a little crazy next week. Thank you, guys. And as we always say, make sure you share your love, share your smiles, and share your laughter. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.